I have posted dozens of Reddit comments and somehow nobody knows that these comments are not made by me. It was ChatGPT. If you take a look at this comment, it received dozens of upvotes and replies, but no one has a clue that it was entirely made by AI. So in this video, I'm going to show you my technique to generate Reddit comments using ChatGPT with virtually zero risk of getting banned. And you can use this technique to promote your website, YouTube channel, or your product, and at the same time it will also boost your Reddit karma. So if you are interested, let's get into it. Okay, before I show you the tutorial, there are a few things that you need to know. First of all, we are not going to be using these automation tools in our workflow. So names like Zapier, Make.com, and also Publi are a popular option for anyone who wants to automatically generate a reply on any Reddit post. But the problem with this technique is that your account is going to be suspected with bot activity, and therefore it's going to give Reddit or Reddit mods good reason to ban your account. And if you want to make your Reddit account last longer, you certainly want to avoid these options. Secondly, I would say a lot of Reddit users are savvy enough to tell if a comment was made by human or ChatGPT. And I have seen a lot of comments got downvoted because it really sounds like ChatGPT, and there are many subreddits actually enforcing the rule that the content that are being made in that subreddit has to be created by human. Instead, my method is really gonna be combining human and AI. This AI is not going to be running completely with no human supervision. There is always a person, which in this case you as the account owner, to supervise what is being typed in the comment section, and then you can decide whether or not that comment should be posted. And the tool that we are going to be using is called Browser Flow. This is an extension that's running on your browser, and all things considered, this method is a lot safer, it is free, it is easy to use, and it is unlikely that your account is going to be banned by using this technique. And don't worry, I'm going to show you how this tool actually works in a second. What you need to know is this automation workflow is running on your browser, and you will supervise the whole process, and you will decide whether or not a comment should be posted or should be discarded completely. So let's get into the demo and the tutorial. Alright, I'm going to show you this automation workflow in action. I'm going to just press a button on my computer and it will run the automation on my browser, and you can see the whole steps that it's doing to essentially capture the content from the Reddit post, and then it will generate an answer using ChatGPT, and later it's going to extract the content or the answer from ChatGPT into the comment section in this Reddit post. As you can see, I'm just one click away to post this comment, but of course I'm in control whether or not I want to post or discard this comment, and also I have the chance to edit this comment if there is some element or some piece of the text that I want to alter. So I think this comment looks great, and I think I can just click the comment button right away, and the comment will be posted with just a click of a button. If you want to create this automation in your computer, let me show you how. The first thing you need to do is to install an extension called Browser Flow on your browser. Don't worry, I'm going to give you the link in the video description. But after that, you want to register your account with an email, and after that, you have to find one Reddit post that we are going to use as a demonstration. So I have found this Reddit post that I'm going to use to create the workflow automation using Browser Flow. So to open Browser Flow, you have to click on this extension list, and you want to pin this extension icon. This will help us click on the icon or launch the extension much quicker. And after that, you can just click the browser flow icon to launch this extension. Okay, this is the extension. I'm going to put it next to the browser window. Let me put it this way. Okay, so this is the automation that I just showed you, and I'm going to create a new workflow. Let's click Create Flow. And then I'm going to name this one Reddit comment generator. I'm going to call this 2 because I already have existing one. And for the first step, you have to click Add Comment, and we want to capture this title, and then later we want to capture this element, which is the post content of this Reddit post. For the first one, we want to take this title first. Find an action called Get Element Text. This is the one. And we want to select this title. So let's click select button and let's click this selector. It will get this selector, but then we have to assign this content to a variable. Variable is almost like a label where we want to store the information, which is this title, into a label that we can call later. I'm going to call this one Reddit title, and there you go. Let's go to the next step. We are going to get element text, and we want to select this content, the paragraphs. Remember that there could be multiple paragraphs. You have to select the entire content of the post. You don't want to just select one paragraph, you want to select all of them. So click in this area, and you can see this is the selector of this Reddit post. Again, we have to assign a variable for this post. I'm going to call this one Reddit content. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the automation. Let's click this button to run the workflow. And there you go, it's done in just less than a second. And then if you go to the variable menu, you will see this information or the content that we just captured from this Reddit thread. You see this is Reddit title and this is the Reddit content. So it means everything is working perfectly. Let's move on to the next step. I'm going to add another action. And for this one, we are going to add a new tab browser. Let's find create tab. This is the one that we want to add. And for the URL, I'm gonna be using a tool that I just created, and this tool is called line break remover. Basically, if you notice the variable here, you will see there is this \n, and this is going to be a problem when we type this element on ChatGPT, because sometimes when you type this line break character, it's going to be interpreted by ChatGPT as an enter key. So we want to clean this text first, and fortunately, I have created this simple tool that will remove this \n from any paragraph. I actually have tried so many tools out there, but I haven't found the one that actually works, so I have to create my own tool. I'm going to leave the link in the video description if you want to use this tool. And after this page has been opened, we want to type the content, which is this Reddit content, into this insert text box, and then later it's going to be converted into a clean paragraph in this text field area. So the first thing we need to do is we have to type the text, and don't forget to paste the URL. This is the URL that we want to open, and after that we want to add another action. This one is going to be type text. Click on that, and we just need to insert the variable name, and the variable name is Reddit content. Remember that on the second step. So I'm going to just copy the variable and I'm going to just put it right here. Close the page again, and let's run the whole automation again. You'll see that it will open the page and it will copy the whole content, and as you can see, there is no \n on the result. And of course, after that we are going to copy the text. So let's add another action. This one is going to be click on an element, and I'm going to select this copy button. Now the next thing we need to do is to open ChatGPT. I'm going to add another action right here, and we want to visit or navigate to ChatGPT URL. This is the URL that I'm going to be using. This is the URL of the temporary mode on ChatGPT. Let me show you what is the meaning of temporary chat on ChatGPT. Basically, when you have an interaction in the temporary mode, the interaction or the chat is not going to be saved on the list of chat that you might have on ChatGPT. And this is quite important because later we are going to use this workflow multiple times a day, and we just don't want to have too many lists of interactions on ChatGPT. And therefore, after the answer for the Reddit post has been created, that interaction will be removed. And I think that's just the best approach to keep your ChatGPT clean and organized. The next thing we need to do is we want to put the prompt and also the Reddit content into ChatGPT. So let's add another action. We are going to use the action that's called type text. And I'm going to just copy and paste the prompt that I have prepared for this video. The prompt is answer this Reddit post in one paragraph, no more than 1 to 3 short and punchy sentences. No need to greet, address the question immediately, limit your vocabulary to everyday conversation language, use a first-person view, you may use slang here and there, talk like you are 20, no emoji, your background is a small YouTuber talking about SEO and content creation, and have a few hundred subscribers. This is the post, and then we can insert the variable of the content that we just captured from the Reddit thread. We are going to use this title, copy the title first, and then we are not going to insert the content variable right here. Remember, we have copied the clean version of the content into our clipboard. So later we are going to add another action to paste the whole content into the ChatGPT prompt. But before we get into that, there are a few things that you need to know about the prompt. First, I highly recommend that the answer is going to be just in one paragraph. It's just simpler, and also I think it's better for Reddit because a lot of people don't have time to read long paragraphs. So one paragraph I think is the sweet spot for an online interaction. And also you want to add your background into the prompt so ChatGPT understand your character and therefore would produce a much more unique content. This is also where you can infuse your product, your website, or your YouTube channel into the prompt, and you can promote your brand using a comment on Reddit. So let's move on to the next step. Remember, we have copied the clean text that we have before, and we want to paste that into the prompt for ChatGPT. So I'm going to add another action. This is called press key. I'm going to press the tag, and I'm going to press the keyboard shortcut Ctrl and V. And there you go. And after that, I'm going to add another action. This is going to be press key. And this is for the enter key because we want to send the prompt and also the content from Reddit to be answered by ChatGPT. Now, before we move on to the next action, let's say something to ChatGPT. I'm going to say hello. And this is very important because there are going to be some elements that we want to capture from this example or this sample response from ChatGPT. Anyway, the next thing we need to do is we have to add an action to click this copy button to copy the content or the answer that has been generated by ChatGPT. But from my experience, sometimes even though this copy button has appeared, the comment or the content has not yet been finished. So we want to wait some elements, in particular these 4 elements, to appear before we want to click this copy button. So let's add another delay. It's going to be called delay or wait for element, and then let's select this section of ChatGPT, and the condition is wait until visible, and the maximum seconds is 30 seconds. Now let's add another action to click the copy button. Let's click and the tag and click on this copy button, and there you go. Now I'm going to add another action. This one is going to be closing this page because it is no longer necessary. I'm going to use the action that's called close tab. Query type is active tab. Now let's close this page, and we want to click this comment field. Remember that we have to click this comment field twice. That's just the way it is on Reddit. Let's add another action. Let's find click. Select this comment section, and I'm going to add another one. This also click. Let's click select. Oh, sorry about that. I think I need to click that first, and I'm going to click around this area, and I think that's pretty much it. And lastly, we are going to press the keyboard key Ctrl V to paste the content that we just copied from ChatGPT. Click the tag, and I'm going to press the keyboard shortcut Ctrl and V. If you're using Mac, then it's going to be Command and V. So that's pretty much it. That's the whole workflow that is going to help us generate a comment using ChatGPT. So let me refresh the page and let's see this workflow in action. Click Run Flow and just wait until it finishes creating the content that we are going to post on that Reddit thread. As you can see, it's still generating the comment. Just wait, and there you go. Everything is happened in less than 10 seconds. And of course, you could add another action to just click the comment button if you want to, but that is not the spirit of this video, because remember, we are going to be the one who controls the comment. So at this point, you can modify the comment. You can also delete the comment if you want to, and essentially you are in control. And so far, nobody has complained that my comment sounds like ChatGPT, even though it was made by ChatGPT. But because the prompt is pretty good, in fact, I actually change the prompt once a week. And also, I always monitor or supervise the comment before it gets posted, and therefore the comment is going to be helpful and looks natural. you can use this workflow every time you want to create a comment for a Reddit thread. So let me close this window, and if you want to quickly generate a comment, you just need to click on the extension icon, and then you want to put this window somewhere else, maybe on the second screen or maybe on a different area of your screen, and then you can just click this button to quickly generate a comment or run the workflow, and therefore it will save you a bunch of time, and it will promote your business. It will also improve your Reddit karma, which is very useful, especially if you want to engage in the community on Reddit. But do remember that the prompt is very important, and you want to make sure that the prompt is the reflection of your personality or your brand identity. So if you want to know more about the prompting technique on ChatGPT and other AI, check out this video and I'll see you there.